Today we're taking a look at the Ancient DLC faction in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, starting with the Shield unit, and it is definitely different than something else you would see in the Ancient faction, as well as this thief who's hiding his face with a really weird looking Anubis mask, and then over here you've got the Acolyte who's holding on to an ancient spellbook. Let's see what these units can do. The Acolytes do seem to be healing, the Shields did not survive the Squires, and the Thieves are trying to stab with the adorable little knife on his hand. If he can just get it in there, not so much, but luckily the Acolytes are healing the Thieves, trying to keep them alive. There's one Shield and one Thief working their way through the back line, trying to get to the archers. There's a tiny Squire versus the Thief and a Shield. The Shield has gone down. The Squire. Oh, nope, that's it. That's it. Say goodbye to the rest of these Acolytes. They're now just gonna get shot by arrows, and now they're just healing each other. I like how the book opens when they heal. That's kind of a cool little feature. Up next, you have the statue, and these guys in the front are the statues. The question is, are they going to move, or are they going to wait for the things to come to them? Then you have the Khopesh, which doesn't make much sense in terms of ancient Greece, probably more of an Egypt faction. And then you've got the Sarisas. Now these Sarisas are much, much cooler looking than your traditional Sarisas, which are over here, and very, very lightly armored. So let's see. The statues actually do walk, and they die fairly quickly. The Khopeshes have some power, but they're getting stabbed by the Sarisas, and now it is a spear versus spear fight. The DLC Sarisas do have a dodge away ability as well as a lunge forward, and it seems that the new Sarisas are much stronger than the old ones. Up next we have an Olympian, and look at how jacked this man is. Look at the arms, the biceps, the chest muscles. The Olympian is jacked. Then we have slingers here in the back. They don't seem to have slings, they seem to have poacher bows. And the guys in the middle are called Peltast. Peltast. I don't know what that means, but why do they have giant skewers over their hands? I just can't wait to watch the Olympians go to town. Yeah, punch! Stone throwers hitting the Peltasts. The slingers are actually using their bows to fire tiny stones like a sling. The Peltast is taking a long time to throw that giant spear, and the Olympians are basically boxers, but actually I'm honestly shocked at how effective the slingers are. I never would have expected to put a stone in a bow to be that accurate and that deadly. We have 4 more units. In the front we have the Hoplite, which is way more armored than your traditional Hoplite. Then you have the Centurion. I believe this is Centurion right here, heavily armored. Over here you have the Glaive. I love those weapons. And the ladies over here are Amazons, Amazonian warriors. This fight should be hilarious. There goes the Glaives dealing a ton of damage, and the rate of throw on those Glaives is insane. The Centurions are getting stabbed from the rear, and in fact the Glaives were throwing Glaives into the backs of their teammates. Not a good idea. Next up we have Elites, and look at the armor. Look at that shield. These are the elite warriors surrounded by fan bearers. I'm guessing the fan bearers are going to push the enemies back. Then you have snake archers, complete with snake hats. The snake hat is sick. I'm sorry. Also, the people kind of look like snakes themselves. That's really kind of creepy. These are well designed. They look really nice. But this over here is a Griffin rider. Guys, that's not what a Griffin looks like. That's a chicken. This is not a Griffin. You know what? Let's go with it. That's totally a Griffin. Go, my Griffin riders. There's a fans doing fan things. The snake archers throwing their snakes. Here come the Griffins. Are the Griffins? Why are there lightning bolts? You guys see the lightning bolts? It's really, really weird. The Griffins are in there doing a ton of damage. The fan blowers are dealing tiny little bits of damage with the fans. And the quote-unquote Griffin riders, aka Big Funky Chicken, did a bunch of damage. In the front, you have liars, which are basically musicians. Behind them are, now gargoyles like to hold still, so I'm curious to see what these gargoyles are going to do. After them, you've got trident users, wielding those tridents. Centaurs, that's a really weird looking horse half. And then you have chariots with chonky horses. These horses are thick, like huge thick. And they're going against a dynasty army. The gargoyles do move forward. The liars do a bunch of shouting, which is hilarious. Here come the centaurs, who do seem to be hovering off the ground, which is a little bit weird. We're waiting for the chariots to boogie. The chariots are taking a long time to get into battle. The gargoyles are doing their thing, and the shouters are crowd controlling the army, keeping them at bay. But the ninjas like to throw stars into their rib cages. And I'm surprised at how durable the trident users are. That's a lot of ninja stars. And the trident users take a long time to die. The centaurs are down. The chariots are down too. And the ninjas won. These units are a little bit interesting. In the front, you have helipoli, which are basically the towers they bring up to walls that the units can like climb out of. But inside, there seems to be some units with spears. Then you have Trojan chickens. Not the best Trojan chickens that we've seen, but they're glitching out like crazy. Then you have a war elephant, complete with somebody in there. Hey, what are you doing inside? Over here, you have Eros, which is the god of love, like a Cupid, basically. And then you have a goddess, Persephone, the one who went down to hell with Mr. Hades. Let's see what happens against the knight army. The towers don't move. A little bit shocking. But when you get close to the towers, you're getting speared at. Persephone's throwing in some crows. The war elephant's coming in. What does the war elephant do? Wow, the elephant got destroyed by the human army. Eros is firing his arrows of love into the pile of armies, and the Trojan chickens are spawning knights, spawning hoplites. A lot of hoplites. Actually, a fair amount of hoplites. I'm hearing some kissing as the love arrows are doing their love thing. But it seems like the hoplites being spawned from the Trojan chickens are doing a good job of keeping the armies at bay. Yep, it is a never-ending supply of hoplites. Persephone and Eros get to sit in the back and do pretty much whatever they want. And the archers are kind of providing their archer support, but they're not doing a really good time. Ooh, Persephone took an arrow to the face. Oh no, the archers are kissing. No, but the archers did manage to kill Eros and Persephone with their arrows. So over here we have a pharaoh, a manticore, a philosopher, Anubis, and a cyclops. Let's take a look at these guys. The pharaoh looks actually legit. Like, that's a sick looking pharaoh. This is the manticore. Yeah, it's okay. Philosopher, what is that on your shoulder? It's kind of cute. There's your cyclops. One eye, looks great. And Anubis, Egyptian god. Why is he in this faction? Isn't there an Egyptian faction? I'm not sure why you put him here. But let's see them fight a whole bunch of brawlers. Manticore firing poison, which I knew it could. The pharaoh telling everyone to bow down. The cyclops is charging in. The philosopher is testing in magical orbs that explode. And Anubis, what's Anubis doing? Tossing in necromancer orbs. Really, really cool. Some extra fear effects going on. And now we have some units being summoned. Why are the hoplites being summoned? Who's doing that? Now Anubis is summoning the skeletons. That we knew it was going to happen. But why do we have hoplites? Is it the philosopher summoning it? It's a little bit unknown. That's interesting. Now we're getting into the god realm. You've got Hephaestus, Dionysus, Aphrodite, Medusa, and Prometheus. Prometheus being the sword guy. I'm just gonna get a decent army. Maybe some ballistas. Maybe a Zeus. Maybe some Minotaurs. Maybe some Ceresas. And then maybe some shield bearers. There we go. Here we take a look at these guys. Look at them. Look at them. Looks so good. Look at Medusa. Look at the snakes on her head. That's intense. Let's see what these guys can do. We're gonna start this fight. Medusa's freezing things solid, which makes sense because her gaze turns things to stone, and the gods are seemingly far, far, far too powerful for an equivalent army. It's not balanced. It's not fair. And now poor Zeus, like this regular old Zeus over here, going against Dionysus, going against Prometheus, going against Aphrodite. Even the ballistas can't seem to do anything to these powerful gods. Okay, we need to get the rest of these gods. Here's Zeus. Here's their Zeus. And Athena, Hera, Apollo, Artemis, Hermes, Ares, Poseidon, Atlas, Jupiter, Hades. There's 114,000 points worth of units here. How are we gonna fight this? You know what? Look at tanks. Maybe tanks, guys. Maybe tanks. Maybe tanks are enough to kill. There's an equal power of tanks. There's like 15 tanks versus all of these ancient Greek gods. Ares, god of war. Poseidon, god of the oceans. Hera. They're all here. Zeus. They're all here. Let's see what... I'm stuck. Here it goes. The tanks. Oh, God. There's just so much death. These gods are just making work and just destroying every single one of these stupid machines. I don't care if it's equal power. There was no way. There was no way. There was no way that technology could go against the gods of ancient Greece. And that was the Ancient Faction DLC. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the links on the screen, guys. Bye-bye.